Hey there folks, welcome back to the channel. My name is Peter and today we've got a little bit of home maintenance on the docket. This is our Navien Tankless water heater. And with systems like this, you're really supposed to clean them basically once a year. I guess you could theoretically get away with cleaning them a little less often, but it's like changing the oil in your car. You know, you can go a lot longer than however many miles the manufacturer tells you, but do so at your peril. My wife and I bought this house back in August, so we've been here, 6 months, something like that. I don't know the last time it was cleaned before then. I do know that the hot water takes a little long to get up to temperature. Once it's there, we're good. But I'm wondering if the maintenance hasn't been done on this thing in a little while, and we might be better off if we do. So today, we're gonna do a full flush. Now to do this, you should only need a couple tools. Of course, I've got my Vito Pro Pack. If you haven't seen the video where I talk through everything that's in there, be sure to check it out. But I think we really just need a Phillips screwdriver, a set of channel lock pliers. In terms of quote-unquote specialty tools for the job, I've got a set of washer hoses here. On mine, I needed this 90-degree hose because whoever installed this did so where it's really hard to hook up the hose in order to do the maintenance. I've got an extension cord because we're actually going to take a sump pump, submerge it in white vinegar, and then circulate the vinegar through the system. If you've ever descaled like your Keurig coffee maker, same principle. We're just gonna run it through the system, get all the dirt and grime out of there, and then the thing should be running at top speed. But before we can do the descale, there's actually 3 filters on this thing that we have to change. Up top here, we've got our cold air intake. Now this is inside of the home, so I don't expect too much in the way of bugs, but we're gonna get that clean. And then down underneath, there's 2 filters I'll show you. One is your cold water inlet filter, and then the second one is your dirt trap. So any sediment will just fall to the bottom. We'll get those cleaned out and we should be good to go. I don't know how the audio is gonna be. My HVAC system is right next to us, and we're in a pretty small and confined space, but we'll do our best. And I hope you enjoy the video. Be sure to like and subscribe if you do. We're inching ever so close to 1,000 subscribers, and I really appreciate you all watching here along with me. And of course, leaving comments, letting me know when I do something wrong, which is just about every video. So thank you so much for watching. Let's get into the maintenance. Get the unit shut off, and then we'll go ahead and unplug it as well, out of an abundance of caution. We've got I like this Husky ratcheting screwdriver. It does have a fair bit of slop, and I just feel like the knurling isn't aggressive as I might like it. Do you guys think I should get the snap-on? Let me know. One other thing I forgot to mention, if you're going to do a service like this yourself, this is our gas line. We've turned it off, and you can't see it in the camera, but both our hot water and cold water valves have been turned off. Now the first thing we should have had to do is clean this filter that you could see right there. Maybe you could see my finger coming down from the top. But that thing's pretty clean. I could see through it from the bottom, so we're not going to go and take that out because that's really just for bugs and stuff like that, which this does not have. Now before we try and clean any of the other filters, we're gonna drain the system. So that's our hot water. Okay, now we're going to open the service valves, both for our hot water and our cold water. So this filter looks pretty clean, but I am going to take it over to the laundry sink and get it totally clean. But before I do, got to take out the dirt trap. A little messy. So the first time we do this job, I had to buy this 1/6 horsepower sump pump, but obviously in future years I will not have to buy such a system. The only recurring cost is the white vinegar. So this is just 2 gallons of white vinegar. Well, if I did this correctly, once we plug everything in, we should start to see some water in the hot water hose, and I'm expecting it to be dirty, so let's give it a try. It's actually fairly clean. But nonetheless, we'll let it run for about 45 minutes and we'll be good for another year. So in my case, I need an extension cord all the way up to the ceiling. I still have the cover off, although I could put it back on. Got our hot water, cold water. So we're taking the vinegar in through the cold hose. It's going to make its way through the heat exchanger, just right there. And then it'll come out the hot water hose. So again, I was surprised at how clean this was to begin with, but guess what? At least now I know the last time I did the service, so I'll know for next year when to do it again. All right, folks, we have hot water back in the house. So like I said, I flushed it for about 40 minutes or so. It seemed like it was pretty clean the whole time, and then I just dumped the vinegar. I nearly had a heart attack at the end. I didn't catch this on film, but at one point when I hooked up the sump pump, I plugged it in and it was like a geyser. And because I had this panel off, some of the components inside of the system got wet. Now, for next year, I don't need to even take this thing off at all. The filter, the cold air filter, because there's no pipe going into it, I could just vacuum it right from the top and I never even have to take the cover off. Because the remaining filters and obviously the flush, you don't have to deal with the internals of this at all. Anyway, I did the flush, opened some doors, tried to get some air in here to make sure everything was dry, and got it plugged back in after maybe a little over an hour or so, and I couldn't turn it on. Now, I didn't have this cover on. I don't know if the cover completes the circuit and you need this on, or the other thing I did is I took out the electrical box, or like the, I don't know, the sort of motherboard for the system, if you will, took it in the garage, took it apart, made sure it was as dry as could be. But even when I came back with that and I installed it, I still couldn't turn it on. But as soon as I put the cover on, I was able to turn it on. So I think you have to have the cover on if you're going to turn this thing on. All in all, it was an easy project, if not for the geyser. Like I said, next year I'm not going to take the cover off at all, and it should be even easier. So thank you all so much for watching. Hopefully you learned something, or at least had fun watching. My hair is all just full of vinegar now, so pretty exciting stuff. I'm going to go take a hot shower. Be sure to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next video.